Alright, welcome to my channel. This is Lock Chuck. What I got today is a Unity padlock or Detainer padlock. Um, this was a little different than some of the other ones I've picked, and I'll kind of explain that, I guess, at the end. But with this one, I found out it is easier because of the shape of some of the discs is not to rotate it at the beginning. So have it start all the way back. I'll show you, make sure it is. Yep, still works. And there is the bitting on the key. So we'll get started. Stick the pick in. And I am going to rotate this first disc all the way because it is the front. You can front tension this one. So what I'm going to do is, since I'm already at the front, I'm going to try to find the first. Well, I thought it was at the front. So I'm going to try to find the first disc and start, instead of turning counterclockwise, everything I have to turn is clockwise. So he's gritty and kind of loosened up there. Alright, so I gotta go back, find the disc, and rotate it clockwise. Feel like it gave right there. Alright, let's get this one. Alright, so I know it's hard to tell, but this disc did not rotate completely. So I know this is one of the limiter discs that I'll show you at the end. So I know all the limiter discs in this padlock have to be a full turn, or as far as they'll go. And I'll show you that when I got it. So that's one of the limiter discs. Alright. I feel like it right in there is pretty free. So let's see if I can. Alright, so this is, I think, second. I lost it. Second limiter disc. That is far. It will only turn just a little bit. So these, you just turn them to the right far as they'll go, and they're set. Okay. Alright, this one's gritty. And loosens up right there, so that one's feels like a zero cut. Okay, got me freed up right there. Just trying to make sure I'm on the disc. And then we're past everything. So I'm going to go back through and checking everything as I go back. It feels loose. It feels loose. Okay, that was one of the limiters. Yeah, that one feels free. This one's gritty. Let's see. freeze up right there. Okay. Okay, I'm back at the front of the lock, so checking everything. Make sure this one feels. I'm gonna go all the way around with them. Just okay. All right, freeze up right there. Got pretty good play in it. And the next one. Alright, so this one is one of those limiter discs. That's as far as it will turn. And I'll freeze up pretty good right there. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we got it. I got it picked. So, let me show you the interesting insides of this lock that kind of make it a little different than any other ones so far I've picked. As far as at least the cheaper front tensioning disc detainer locks. Alright, so there's the set screw. That set screw just prevents this from being screwed off, similar to the abloys. Alright, so I'm going to lock this back up because I may be able to. Try to lock it back up and use the key. Alright, there's the sidebar. We'll see if I can slip out the whole pack, this pack, in one thing, so because then I can show you these well. Nope, it's not gonna let me. The discs are not wanting to cooperate. So anyway, so there's a got a couple. So there's a disc, a spacer, and another disc. So that's disc 1 and 2. Stack up in here. So they're kind of greasy, so they like to stick to each other. Alright. Alright. Okay, let me pull the housing out, maybe. Alright, so there's the housing. But what's kind of unusual about these, most time your standard disc detainer only has that little bit of a tab right there. However, if you look right here, see how wide that tab is? That basically almost prevents you from doing that first 90-degree turn like you do on a normal disc detainer. So that one's pretty wide. This one's a little bit narrower. And then you go back to a normal. Then you got a wider one here, or narrow, and a little bit wider here. And if you look, there are no real false gates on these. They're just gritty, and then when you hit the gate, you know it. So I'm gonna put this back into the housing and show you with the key how that those limits kind of work to prevent you from rotating everything clockwise like we traditionally do on some of the other Chinese locks, or front tensioning locks. So yeah. Oh, what am I doing? All right. So there's the stack. Let's see if I can get where you can see this. So ready. I'm hoping that shows up. So as you can see, everything's counterclockwise. So everything's in a reset position. But as we normally do, we try to turn everything clockwise. But the problem is, see these, they did not get rotated all the way to clockwise, because these right here are limiting how far we're able to turn the whole disc pack. So that's why with this one I start in the normal position, just rotating the first disc, really not the first two, but the first. But what I noticed is these two that have those limiters, that is the position that the key wants it to be in. So when you put the key in, if you'll look, see how that one has turned all the way and that one has turned all the way. So that's what I was saying, those limiters, when they won't turn but so far. With this lock, it may be different on some other ones, but with this one, when they're turned all the way clockwise, they're in the unlocked position. So a little interesting, a little different compared to some of the other locks, but real fun pick. Especially I mean, it's pretty obvious when you get in the gate with this one when you're picking it clockwise. So pretty fun lock. All right, if you have any questions, leave me a comment. Thanks for watching.